Hey everybody, welcome to a new project that I'm putting on my channel, and maybe other games similar to it in the future, games that I never intended to play publicly for anybody, but yet here we are because I'm having an absolute blast with this game. I've only had it at this point for 4 days, and I've put 30 hours into it, so that should show you how much I like this game. It's made by, I think they're called Abby Games, and I never knew about them until I heard about Reus 2, um, which this game was introduced to me by a friend of mine. Goes by the name of Sprigleaf on Twitch, and you should definitely check out his streams sometimes. He's a great guy. Um, really chill community over there, and he introduced me to this game. I got it while it was on sale, and it's just a blast. Like, I love board games in real life. I'm a huge board game fan, and I love board games that are resource management and have adjacency bonuses, and this ticks that for me. And since I've been playing this game in 4 days, Abby Games is easily become my favorite indie game developer. I've checked out some of their other stuff, not that I purchased them. I should, but I haven't. But I've watched videos of other people playing the first Reus game, which looks interesting, but I think I really dig the style they went with in Reus 2 here over Reus 1. But Reus 1 might be one of those older games that I try out anyway, just because I played this one and liked it so much. I just think that the way this one is set up, I would always enjoy this one more. I think they did a great job with this game. They also made a game called Godhood. That is one I want to get, that I watched played. It looks really interesting. It's a bit older than this one, but I would love to play that game at some point. But yeah, Abby Games, definitely my very favorite indie developer now after playing this game. Like, I have not had as much fun with this game since I played Into the Breach. Into the Breach was the last game I played that I had as much enjoyment in a game that I've had in this game. But it just seems like Abby Games just puts out bangers that not a lot of people seem to know about, and they really should. I didn't know about them. And actually, I like this game so much that I think Reus 2 is now my favorite game of all time because I've having that much fun with it. It's taken the place of Subnautica, which Subnautica has been my favorite game of all time since Subnautica came out at 1.0, and I finished that game because no other game to this day has made me feel the feelings that Subnautica has made me feel while playing it, in so many different ways. And I have yet to play a game that takes that away from my experience with Subnautica. But I'm definitely having a lot overall more fun and enjoyment out of this game than I did with Subnautica. So therefore, it takes the place of King Subnautica. That's been my all-time favorite game for like 5 or 6 years now. This one's replaced it. Sorry, Subnautica, but I found a banger. This one is, I don't know, there's something about it. I like the drafting that's in this game. I like everything about it. Like, I don't think there's a thing about this game that I don't enjoy. I really don't think so. Like, I wish, like, if I show you here, like, if I go into this last planet I played as my daily challenge, um, like, you can see the scores right here in, uh, in prosperity that I got for each individual city. But I wish it showed you the point total so I didn't have to do this math in my head to figure out the total points. Like, they score your total point at the end of the game. Why can't they give you the score point total of each planet here too? Like, that would be a nice quality of life addition if they ever did that. But I digress. That's probably my only complaint, aside from the typos that are in this game. There are a lot of them, and they threw me off when I was a new player. So I think that could use a bit of touch-up too, but I don't know, maybe that's a lot of work as a game dev to go back and try to fix typos that are everywhere. But, I mean, other than those two things, I've got no major complaints about this game. I love everything about it. Those are just two little teeny gripes that I have. This is a great game, and I want to show you guys this from the beginning, right? So I've got a pretty much fully decked out profile here. I've got maxed level. I've got most of the things unlocked. So a cool thing you can do with this game is you can go into settings. I am gonna go into video, and I'm going to turn off VSync because my graphics card is going nuts with VSync turned on. So if you see a little bit of screen tearing, that's why I turned off VSync, but it's not bad. Like, oh, I can't look at this. Like, I've played this game with VSync off numerous times, and for some reason, every time I relaunch the game, VSync turns back on. That's really fucking annoying. I wish they'd fix that. But we can go over to user profile, and as you can see, my profile 2, I've got more planets and stuff unlocked than I do in profile 1. For some reason I can't click profile 1. Profile 2 is highlighted. And I accidentally deleted my very first profile, which was profile 1. And I was pretty high up there on that one as well, and I was really disappointed when I accidentally deleted it, and I don't know what happened. Like, I thought I was deleting my profile 2 that I was just showing somebody the game with, and I wound up deleting the wrong profile. I thought it was highlighted like this, so I don't know what happened. But what we're going to do today is I'm just going to create a new profile. Bada bing, bada boom, right? And it's going to give this short little introduction to the game, which I'm going to just briefly read through. You are the universe itself, eternal, alone, and bored. Okay, so this is a god game, right? Not a very popular genre, but I think it's a good one. That it's too bad there's not more games out there that exist in this genre. It's a very untouched genre, and I really wish there were more, because this is my first foray into god games, and it's amazing. I wish more of these kinds of games existed. So we are playing as the universe, okay? Until something different flashes into existence. It has many voices, but they all go by the name humanity. Alright, so if you haven't guessed by now, we're going to be in charge of guiding humanity, okay? They yearn for growth and excitement, brimming with ideas, and we're obviously captivated by that. How they want to build funny structures of stone and rival others. Or how they want to create a world in harmony with something they call nature. You hear many more ambitions. They turn to you for help. They call you nature. Their creativity excites you. You create elemental giants that can help you shape world. So there's your first typo, right? Like, either it needs to say can help you shape worlds, or they need a "the" in there, help you shape the world. It shouldn't be help you shape world. That is not proper English. To be fair, I don't think the devs of this game are native English speakers, if I'm correct. I looked into them a little bit. I don't 100% know, so I'm not going to say that is 100% fact. But um, it would make sense if you played this game, right? And I believe the word Reus is Dutch for giant, if I am recalling correctly, so they might be Dutch developers? I don't know. I might just be speaking out of my ass here, but that would be nice if this was fixed to say the world or worlds with an S. I don't know which one they actually meant. Just saying, just a minor gripe though. And with them, you'll help these humans with their ambitions. Together, you start a new chapter, a chapter to fill the universe with life. Okay? And, I'm guessing these little eyeballs over here is us, the universe, and then the planet, and human spirits going into it. So we hit OK. And now we have a sun and a singular planet that is not created yet. So we're going to click on the planet. Okay, and now we get a chance to choose a human spirit that will seed the destiny of this planet. Which, in layman's terms, just means that we're going to pick a human leader as our initial starting leader, or tribal leader. We've got the sage, we've got the inventor, and we've got the goddess, okay? So the sage is very basic. He's good at food, which is good with boosting population. He's got a very basic special ability, passive, that says all plants gain plus 20 food. Very basic. As we go into the inventor, it gets a little more complicated. He's good with science. The second main resource in this game, all biotica with a base science yield gain plus 40% science if biotica is unique in the biome. So basically, if you only have one of each kind of science yielding biotica, it's going to give plus 40 more percent science. That'll probably make more sense to people who haven't played this game as we actually get into it. You don't know what the hell biotica is, or how science works, or any of that shit, unless you played this game already, right? But we'll see that as we play. The goddess, you could think of her more as an empress, right? Kind of like Cleopatra of the Egyptians was. So she thinks the world revolves around her and maybe even the whole universe. And she's particularly interested in gold. So she's gold focused, which is the third base resource in this game. Okay, so her special ability is biotica within the goddess's city borders gain plus 50% food, science, and wealth. So her ability is actually pretty good. You can get pretty high up there in scores with her, even though she's more focused in gold. She can also dabble into other things. But we're not going to go with the goddess for this run. We're not going to go with the inventor for this one. Most people who are starting off playing this game are going to go for the sage because he's the most basic, I think, out of all three of these starting choices. Definitely not the most interesting, but the most basic, right? Like, he's just good with food and population, and he gets plus 20 food for every plant that he creates, right? Which is easy to do at the start. So we're just going to pick the sage because I want people to look at this like you would the first time you'd play this game, if you've never played this game before. And then we've got our 3 giants here. We can't change these at the start of the game. We will get more later as we do meta progression and unlock things. There's not that many more giants, and I do hope there's some DLC or otherwise updates in the future for this game that adds more giants to the game. Would be nice to see, along with more terrain and more things that go in those terrains would be cool. But even if not, there's enough giants in this game to keep you going for a long time. We just don't have them unlocked yet, so we're going to go with what we're given. We've got the forest giant. The forest giant creates forests. A forest biome, which has a high yield of food. The biotica focuses all types of biotica, so this is like your basic terrain type that can cover a wide plethora of things, right? Symbiosis, which is basically how adjacency bonuses work. They're just called symbiosis in this game. And those are in this biotica, or not biotica, in this biome, is based on having different biotica types near, and based on the fruit tag. Those are the big symbiosis types in this biome, okay? And then they got a special ability to create a creek, which we won't have access to at this point, so I'm not even going to bother reading that for now, okay? And then we've got the ocean giant, who creates the ocean biome, right? It's got a high yield of mixed, right? So all 3 of the above, science, food, and money, are going to be present in the ocean, but they also create mystery, which is a special type of resource that comes in small and rare quantities, but they add bonuses based off of your leader, which we'll see how that works when we get in game. It's a little bit too complex to talk about without playing, but the symbiosis is based on the deep or shallow part of the ocean, which will make more sense once again when we start playing. Yields mystery, which is valued differently by leaders, which I've already explained in its most basic context. And then finally we have a rock giant who creates the desert biome. That's what he specializes in. The desert biome specializes in gold. The biotica focus is gems and minerals. The symbiosis in this biome is based on empty nodes, which can either be in the form of actually empty nodes, which we'll see what nodes are in the game as we play, but they can also come in the form of things, biotica, that you place on these nodes that count as an empty slot as well. We'll see that a little later on. Not huge on having those types of things in the beginning when you don't have anything unlocked. And it also has anti-symbiosis, where a bioticum dislikes specific biotica types, which seems counterintuitive, but it's not. And we'll see more how that works as we play too. And that's about it. We don't have to worry about create mountain right now, create anomaly, or create creek. Those are a little bit more advanced things that come up later. We'll be playing with those later as we do future runs, but they won't be unlocked right now. Right now, we're not going to have hardly anything unlocked, okay? So we're going to stick with the default settings here, although we are going to turn off tutorial quests because I know how to play the game. So let's hit create planet with what we got. And here's our little tribe, and our giants are behind them. Okay, so where do I even start? Well, first of all, we have our little people here, and they need a place to settle. Unfortunately for them, right now, If we take a look at this planet, which goes around in a circle, which might be dizzying for some people, I know it was for me at first. It might even be a turn off for some people, but the more I played it, the more I actually enjoyed that feature. I think it's really cool and unique. Unfortunately for these people, as you can see, the planet is entirely barren right now. It's a brand new planet. So it is our job to tell these giants to create terrain and biomes for these people to live in. And if you remember from a few minutes ago, the sage specializes in food, so we need a biome that specializes in food. If you remember as well from earlier, the forest biome is what's going to do that for us, okay? So it's best to make, with that knowledge, a forest biome for the sage people. Okay, so what we're going to do is select our forest giant here, which is already selected. We're going to click this button that says Terraform Planet, and then we're going to click on Create Forest. And then this little gray slit will appear, showing that I can place the biome in these locations. So let's just click right under them, right? And then slide the mouse out a little bit, and as you can see, the gray slit turned green, and we can drag that out as far as we want to either direction. These are called patches. I think the maximum patches for bonuses, if I'm correct, is 8. I have not personally seen anything need to go over 8 patches. Though I haven't gotten to the really late game stuff, really, I haven't delved into that, so I don't know, there could be. Don't quote me on 8 being the maximum, but that exists in this game for bonuses, but I think it is 8 patches, right? Which I don't think we're gonna need, but just for the sake of doing things that way, we're going to create 8 patches of forest here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we're going to left click, and now our forest giant will create a forest. Okay, so the forest is created. We can use the arrow key, or well, I guess you can use the arrow keys, but I use WASD, so I'm using D to scroll it this way. And now we have to pick a location in this biome for our people to settle. I'm still not experienced with 30 hours in on this game on where the proper placement most of the time for your settlers are going to be, but typically for my first settlers, it seems like going for the edge of the biome is not bad, because then they will be forced to expand into the biome you want them into, instead of going off into another biome, right? So we're just going to click this fire pit above them, and then click right where they're at. They will found a city, and now we have Southern Dale City. Okay, I don't think we can rename these. I've never tried. Nope, we can't, so you get what you get. But they will start building their little buildings, and now it is up to us to build what they produce in these towns, okay? So, nodes, right? We talked about nodes before. What are those? They are these little hexes that are dotted around in each biome. And they've got lines connecting to other hexes. Those are going to show you where your adjacency bonuses are going, right, when you place things. We also happen to have a special bonus slot here with a science booster. So if we put something that creates science here, it's going to create extra science than it would normally create in a tile like this. So if we click on the city, we can see some city stats here. Right here, we can see the total prosperity that this city is gaining has gained. Prosperity goes up when you raise your population, your technology, and your wealth. Okay, that's what the red, the blue, and the yellow are. The population will go up based on the amount of food we place down. Technology will go up based on the amount of science we place down, and wealth will go up based on the amount of money things we place down. Okay, and when these go up, they will in turn make our prosperity points for the city go up, which if we look over here in the top left, we have a total prosperity because, surprise, surprise, this won't be the only city we settle in this game, right? So we're going to be getting prosperity totals off of the totals of each individual city. And for the first couple of games, we're only going to be able to create a maximum of 3 cities, whereas in later games, I think you can go up to 5. Though I don't typically do that too often, though I probably should. That's something I need to learn to do. But for now, maximum city size, or city limit, is going to be 3 cities. Okay? So with the Sage, we're going to want to increase the population. We can tell that because we have city requests over here, and over the course of your game, you're going to be getting different requests from your cities, and they're going to be increasing as you complete previous ones in complexity. Okay, so the first city request from the Sage settlement is very easy, have 3 population. And it shows us on the side over here, I don't know if you can see my mouse in my recording, but hopefully you can, but on the right side, it has, if we complete this city request, we're going to get 3 additional prosperity points, okay? We're also going to get a draft token, which I'll explain once we get to drafts, and we'll also get another nomad group, which we can use to settle our second city, okay? So one thing to note, in the top right corner, it says 40 eon until the first era. That is basically our timer, okay? Every time we place down something, it's going to use up a total of 5 eon points, okay? And we have 40 to play with right now. When we settle new cities, that will raise our eon limit, okay? So having more cities are better because you have more eon points to play with. So yeah, like I said, basically our timer. So every time we place something down, once again, just to reiterate, that is going to take up 5 eon points for everything we place down, right? So it is our timer. We are timed, just not in real time. It's more turn-based. Even though things are going on in real time, the game is turn-based, which I believe, from what I've watched the videos of the first game, Reus, it was all real time, which seems extremely stressful to me. I like things like this, where it's turn-based, I can take my time, right? It's still got that stress element to it, but not like something real time, okay? Which is why I think I would like this game, and I like the direction they went with this game over the first game. But I'd still like to play the first game to experience it, and then see how they change things up to this one. But anyway, back to the game. So if you don't really know what you should be doing, right, just look at your city requests and work towards those things, right, and then you'll figure the rest out. So what we're going to do is, the Sage settlement wants to have 3 population, so we're going to try to make that happen. So we're going to click through our giants here because I want to show you something. So before, I clicked on Terraform Planet. There's another button here that says Create Plant, right? And every giant has something different. So the forest giant is going to be our plant-based giant. He's going to put down plants. Our sea or ocean giant is animal related, so he's going to be placing down our animals. And then our rock giant is our mineral based giant, so gems and minerals, right? Those are all going to be things that he specializes in. And likewise, he's going to specialize in more things like gold and science. The ocean giant is going to be more food and gold. If we look at the plant guy, he's going to be more food and science. So they each kind of specialize in their own things, okay? And it's a good mix. Okay, so we know we need food, so let's look. We know that comes from the forest giant with plants, right? So let's look at what he's got first. So he's got a ash tree, which you can see has an output of 15 science. That's not food. We don't need that. So we're going to look at the blueberry bush. It has an output of 10 food, and then it has an additional output of 10 food if it is adjacent to a mineral bioticum. What is bioticum? Things like the berry bush, things like the ash, right? The ash tree. Things that you place down on these tiles are considered bioticum. So when you see that word, that's what it's referring to, okay? So we already can see what we can do with this blueberry bush. I think you can see what I'm going to do. But I'll show you exactly what I'm going to do by doing so. So we're obviously going to place down this berry bush because we can get a potential of 20 food out of this one berry bush, which I think will be close to enough to getting us 3 population on its own. I think we'll still have to place something else down though to get it to 3. So let's just place the berry bush, and we're going to place the berry bush right here. Okay, so berry bush is going to give us the food, and we're actually going to get more food than expected, right? If we look at the berry bush, we're actually getting 30, because remember the sage has the ability that his plants give plus 20 food, right? So actually, off of that one berry bush, because of the sage's ability, we did get to 3 population, okay? So we completed that quest, and we got our draft token, we got our 3 prosperity points, and we got our another settlers or nomads to settle with, okay? So now we've got some options. We can continue placing things down. We can try to keep going for our second city request. There's this bubble right here. If we click on that, we will see the inspiration we gave our city. We can click on the little flame, the fire down here, and call a nomad. Or we can look up here in our drafts, okay, and see what we can draft. So let's go ahead and look at the inspiration first. So we click on the inspiration. Inspiration is basically going to give you a bonus building for the city. Okay, so each building is going to give you different bonus food or science or anything else based off of certain other factors. Now, I can already tell you we're going to be going very fruit heavy and plant heavy with the sage. So what we're going to go for right now is the fruit picker, which is going to give us 50 of 120 extra food if there are at least 2 out of 4 fruit biotica within the city's border. Okay. And if we have a full 4, we will get the full 120 bonus food. Okay, right now we only have 1, so we're not getting any bonus from this building or any other building. But this is when we can eventually get the bonus out of, so it would be wise out of all these buildings we can build to build the fruit picker. You wouldn't know this playing for your first time, But in case you haven't played, you don't know what we're doing, I played the 30 hours of this game, so I've got an idea of what I'm doing. Right, I know we're going to be going for the fruit, so I'm going to preemptively pick fruit. Okay, so he's going to see this is going to expand, we say so be it, and we got our fruit picker building now. Okay, so now that we have the fruit picker building, we can come down to our nomad to see our 2 nomad giraffes. So we've got the choice between the merchant and the huntress. Okay, so the merchant is going to be more focused on purely gold. Like, he is almost just wants to focus on nothing but gold, while the huntress is going to focus on food and gold, and is gonna focus on those 2 things primarily coming from plants and animals. Okay, so probably we'd want to go for the huntress here, to go for food and gold. We could put her in between a desert, and we can put her in between a desert biome and a forest biome, would be the best way to go with the huntress. Or we can just go with the merchant, who would just be absolutely great in the desert. They're both good choices, but I think we're going to go with the merchant. So we're going to call the merchant. We're going to right click to get rid of that screen. They're going to go over here outside of the borders because they no longer belong to the city. And now we've got our draft token to deal with. So we're going to click on drafts. Okay, and this is where we get more things to play with throughout the game. Now, we get to choose between the desert biome, the ocean biome, and the forest biome on which we want to expand on more things to build first. And we can go either way here. We can go with the desert because we have the merchant we just took, or we can go with the forest to start boosting the sage's output, right? It doesn't matter. We could go for either one of those. Those would probably be the 2 picks I'd choose at this point, and wait for the ocean until we actually need ocean stuff. Okay? So, let's go with the forest, because, I mean, we could go either way. Desert or forest, it doesn't matter. Let's just click with the forest. Now we're going to click on draft forest at the bottom, and this is going to pull up our 2 apex, our first 2 apex bioticum. Okay, apex bioticum always require what's called biodiversity to place down, but typically they give you more bonuses and resources than basic bioticum. Okay, and the apex bioticum are these tiles up here, and every apex bioticum comes with cohorts, which cohorts you can think of just as basic bioticum, right? They don't cost biodiversity points, which is what this symbol is, to place down. Okay, so we've got our options of the pangolin. Okay, it's an animal. It has an output of 5 food and 5 gold, which is not terrible. And it has the adjacency bonus called Harmony, which is going to give plus 15 food and plus 15 gold for each different adjacent bioticum type. So, an animal bioticum thing, or a plant, or a mineral one. So, the pangolin is really good, actually. Like, it has the potential to give a lot of money, and it has the potential to give a lot of food. It also comes with 2 cohorts, the bamboo, which gives us a base output of 5 science, and plus 10 more, and a bioticum point if adjacent to at least 2 plant biotica. And then we have the palace cat, who gives plus 10 gold just as a base, and another 15 if adjacent to at least 1 gem bioticum. This pick would be completely useless to us at this point because we don't have many gems to work with, so it wouldn't be that useful. While the pangolin is good, I did want to go fruit focused, right? We have the fruit picker, and so if we could get fruits, that would be good. Luckily for us, we have an apple tree, which is tagged as a fruit, right? And also, if you remember, the sage is good with plants, right? So the apple tree comes with two plant-based bioticum, the apple tree and the pear tree, right? The apple tree gives plus 10 food, and then it gives plus 30 extra food for each adjacent fruit bioticum. Okay. It also comes with the pear tree that doesn't give that much food, only 5, but it gives plus 20 food if adjacent to at least 2 different bioticum types. Okay, so that's going to be great. And then we have the squirrel, one of the worst bioticum in the game, right? Maybe even the worst. It only has an output of 5 food, and it gives an additional 5 food and 1 biodiversity point if it's adjacent to at least 1 tree bioticum. So you mostly place a squirrel for the extra biodiversity point over the food. It just really doesn't give that much food, right? If you're placing a squirrel, you're placing it more because you need the extra biodiversity points, right? That's what the squirrel's good for. So out of these 2 choices, we're going to unlock the apple tree. So now we got more things to build, right? So now that we've done all that, let's get to work building some more stuff for Southern Dale City, okay? So if we go into plants, we don't have enough biodiversity points, which we can see right here. We have 1 of. This requires 2 to place down. I can get more biodiversity points by placing distinct biotica in the biome. Okay, because see how the berry bush is green? That is letting me know I already have at least 1 berry bush in this biome, right? I can't get more biodiversity points for placing more berry bushes, right? I've already used that, okay? Now, remember the berry bush. We don't have the bonus for the adjacency yet, because, we don't have a mineral next to it, so that's what we're going to want to do. So let's look for a mineral to place next to it. We're going to go to the forest giant. He has 2 minerals. We can either do the Mossagate, which gives us 15 money or wealth, and an additional 5 wealth if it's adjacent to a plant bioticum. So this would be the preferred bioticum to place next to the berry bush. That would give us the most benefit. We've also got the option of the Mossy Stone, which just has a base output of 20 science. Normally, I would do the Mossagate, but because we have this special bonus tile for science here, I'm going to go for the Mossy Stone. So we're going to get extra science, right? So as you can see, in the bottom right, instead of the base 20, we're getting a plus 10, so now it's outputting 30. Okay, because of the bonus tile. So we're going to place that there. Our rock giant is going to walk over and place it down. And we get a biodiversity point. Okay? And if we click on the city, we can see the science going up as the science is being input, as well as the food going into the population. Okay? So now we have a population of 4, and a science or a technology level of 3. Okay, and if we look over here, we have 2 more city requests. The sage now wants 10 population. See, so the requests start getting harder as the levels of the requests go up. And then the merchant, which we haven't placed yet, has a level 1 quest for us as well, to have 3 wealth, okay? But we're not going to worry about that right now. We still got some things to do in Southern Dale City, okay? Now that we placed these 2 things, we can go to our forest giant, and we have the 2 biodiversity points to place the apple tree now. And it wants 2 adjacent fruit bioticum. We can do that if we place this apple tree right here next to the berry bush, and then place a pear tree right here. Now, this isn't inside our borders yet, but I guarantee as soon as we place the apple tree, our people will expand out to this empty slot. So, let's place the apple tree. And here comes the explorers to go expand our city by a patch. Okay, and you can see all this beautiful food going into our population, which should get us to 10. It is going to. Okay, so our borders just expanded. Okay, and we hit our Sage Village quest, in which we got another draft token. Let's click on drafts, and this time go for the desert. Now we have the choice of the lapis lazuli or the limestone. So do we want to go for science, or do we want to go for wealth? Well, if you remember with the merchant, he's all about wealth, right? So it makes sense that we go for the lapis lazuli, because not only does that give us a ton of wealth, but so does the topaz, and guess what? So does the jasper. And they are both gems, in which this apex bioticum has a adjacency bonus for each distinct gem bioticum that's next to it. Okay, so with these both being gems, that's going to fit well with this, so why not go for the lapis lazuli, right, in our case? So that's what we're going to take. And now we got some more stuff to play with, okay? Now that we're done with that, we still have one more potential bonus of 30 food we can get off this apple tree. Okay, so we're going to finish doing that by grabbing the pear tree, right? Which in turn is going to give 2 different 20 food if it's next to 2 different bioticum types. Now, it would have been better if we set this up a little differently. I chose not to, so it's not going to be 100% as efficient as it could be starting off that I normally do, because of where we place the mossy stone. And we only placed that there because we had a bonus, so why not? So we're going to have to do this a little differently than I normally do. We're going to place the pear tree here, and then we're going to come over to the rock giant and place a moss agate right here, where it will get its bonus and also get the pear tree its bonus. Okay, so we're getting a bunch of stuff. Now if we click on this, we can see our point total zoning up on everything. Okay. So our city stats have grown. We are very good in population, which is a good thing as the sage. Okay, so now we're mostly done for now with Southerndale City. We can come over here and start doing something with our merchant, okay? And the merchant is good with gold, so if you remember, the desert biome specializes in gold, so we're gonna give them a 8-patch desert biome. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're gonna place that down. We're gonna come over here and grab them, and now we just wait for the rock giant to place down the desert biome. Okay, and he's placed the desert biome, and now we're gonna go ahead and tell the merchants to settle at the end of this over here, so that gives a lot of space for them to expand, as well as Southerndale City. Okay, so our little people, as you can see, are going to take a nice little walk all the way over there, and we're going to speed this up so we don't have to sit through it. Okay, they're gonna walk all the way over where we told them to go. We'll put it back to normal speed. And bada bing, bada boom. We have our new city, Southern Dunes Oasis. And we got another bonus tile for animals. So we're gonna want to put an animal here. Preferably one that creates wealth. So we only have access to the jerboa and the sand cat. And the sand cat is the only one that makes wealth out of the both of them. But I think it'd be better to put the jerboa on top of that. So we're going to do 3 things right. No, we are going to put the sand cat here because I just noticed. Oh, but that's a science slot. Okay. So yeah, let's go ahead and put the jerboa here. So our ocean giant is going to come over here. He will be over with us soon. Here he comes. He is going to place the jerboa down right here. We're going to wait for him to do that. So we'll have a little population boost, which is not really important for the merchant, but it'll be there. It is important, however, for the bonus of the sand cat. Sand cat has an output of 5 wealth and a bonus of 20 wealth if there's at least 1 critter bioticum in the biome. So it doesn't have to be adjacent, it just has to be in the biome. Sorry, I thought I heard something. But in our case, we're just going to place it adjacent anyway. So we're just going to place the sand cat right here. And then this has a bonus if there's a mineral next to it. So we're going to take the rock giant and we're going to place a jasper here. Because it'll be adjacent to at least 1 animal giving us extra wealth, which we already got enough wealth for the merchant village. Now they want a total of 10 wealth, and we've got the same rewards as we did earlier for our other city, where we've got a draft token to deal with. Our third city to place, and we've got an inspiration building for them. So let's check out their inspiration buildings. And right now the best one we could go for is the trade post. 40 out of 80 gold if there are 2 of 4 distinct biotica that have basic gold yield. So we can get up to 80 extra gold. We could do the gem seeker too, which will net us more, actually. Won't right now, but if we pick it now, it will benefit us in the future, as we're going to be placing that 4 gem maximum in the borders here. So I think we're actually going to place the gem seeker here, even though it's not going to give us anything. So we're going to say so be it. Now the merchant wants to have 10 wealth. So we're going to do something. So this is actually going to go to waste. We are going to place the lapis lazuli right here, which is going to use up all our biodiversity points we currently have, but it's going to give us 1 back because it is unique within itself. And then it has a bonus of up to 3 distinct adjacent gem bioticums. The jasper is a gem, so all we need is 2 more, right? So let's place a topaz, which it itself gets a bonus for being next to a gem. So if we place it right here, this is a gem, so it's going to get its bonus, so we're going to get our maximum value off of that, as well as a biodiversity point. Right? So that should get us enough wealth to get a 10. It certainly will. And we'll get our another draft token and 5 prosperity points off of that. But we're not done. We're going to put quartz, which is another gem, and an element right here. So that's going to give us our maximum bonus off the lapis lazuli. Okay? So they're going to have a ton of wealth. Watch that go up for a little bit. To until it's finished. Get us to 16. 16 wealth, not bad for the merchant. So that's good. Okay. Now before we draft, let's check our 2 choices. Okay, interesting. Our 2 choices for the next settlement is going to be either the miner, who gets science from minerals, or the goddess, who's particularly interested in gold. So another gold producer. Hold on a second. Okay, never mind. So I think we're gonna pick the goddess just because there's not gonna be a whole lot of minerals for the science here. Typically, I would go for a science producer because we're not really producing science, but we don't really need science for our first run. Really, we just need golden. What was I thinking? Golden food. Okay, so we're just gonna take the goddess. So we're gonna take the goddess. We're gonna right click, and what we're gonna do is take you, and we're going to build a little teeny ocean of 3 patches right here. And then we're gonna take the rock giant and come over here and make some more desert. We're gonna wait for the ocean giant to finish there, and now we're gonna have the rock giant come over, and he is going to place down a second desert over here. Now we're gonna grab the goddess. Oops. Grab the goddess and come back over here. And the only place we can place her is this tile here, because this tile, or patch, is too close to my merchant city, and this patch is too close to my sage city. The only place we can place them is right here, which is fine. We're probably not going to get a lot out of the goddess, because she's going to be kind of crunched in between these 2 cities. Something I didn't really foresee, but I should have. I would have placed the cities down differently. I would have seen that. So we're going to wait until the goddess comes down here. Okay, and then we're going to draft some more. We're going to settle the city. We're going to get some more Eon points. Okay, so we're going to draft again. We can do the ocean, the desert, or the forest. I think since we have 2 cities and a desert, we're just going to draft the desert again. And the only thing we can take is the limestone. So we're going to take the limestone. And then we're going to draft again. And now our only 2 choices is the forest or the ocean. And I think we'll just go ocean since we got 2 cities next to the ocean. Now we can take the tuna. Tuna's pretty good. Or we could do the white-plumed anemone, which is also pretty good. I typically go for the tuna, but I think in this case, just because of the mystery production, we're going to go with the white-plumed anemone. So we're going to take that. Okay, so there's our drafts done. Now we got to get the goddess to 3 wealth. So let's see what we can do about that. We definitely know we can do that with our minerals, right? So let's immediately place this quartz that I spotted this gold booster. That's going to give us quite a bit of gold. Okay. Normally 20. That quartz is getting upset. Okay. So we got that. We completed our first quest for them. And now they want to have more wealth than the sage, which will not be hard to do, and they want to have a total of 15 prosperity in their individual city. So we need to create more things with money. So we know we can do that by going into here. We can take the jerboa. We can basically do what we did in the last biome. We can put the jerboa here, so that'll get us some population, which is not really necessary for the goddess. And then we will do the sand cat right next to it. And as you can see, we have run out of error points now, so the only thing we can do is hit this continue button. Just kidding, there's another thing we can do. We've been accumulating points, as you can see in the upper left-hand corner, throughout the game. We have 24 wealth, we have 5 science, technology, and we have 18 population points. If we click this little button here, it opens up the planet shop. All our other options are locked right now, but we can spend these points we've been accumulating to get extra Eon points. And I still want to build things. So I'm going to spend 4 population points to get 5 more Eon points. And then we're going to spend another 12. So we have effectively 2 more things we can place down before we go to the next area. Okay? We've got a building to place down. What can we go for? Probably another gem seeker. Or a cat temple. Cat temple wouldn't be bad. Mystery. I think we're going to take the cat temple, actually, because of the mystery. Get that. We're going to get a little bit of food, get a little bit of mystery, get some gold. So we kind of got a lot of stuff off of that. That's going to get us almost to where we need to be for the Goddess Village request. Not quite, but we can remedy that. We'll go here. And as you can see, if you want to put down more of the same kind of apex bioticum, you're going to need increasingly more biodiversity points to place this down. So whereas before it was only 3 biodiversity points, now we need 4 because we already have one of these put down, which is absolutely fine. We're almost there. So we're going to do the same thing we did on the other side, and we're going to put down a jasper right here because it's next to animals. Right. And then we're going to put down actually, so what we're going to do is put down the lapis lazuli right here. And then we're going to replace that quartz and put it here. This will hopefully convince the people to expand this way. No, it's not going to. We need one more thing over here to convince them to expand that way. Now, I could come into here and spend even more points on Eon points, just to boost my maximum prosperity. But I think I have enough prosperity points. I have 70 merchants. It's really good. So I think we're just going to continue into the new era. But first we're going to draft into the forest and take the penguin. So we're going to unlock that. Okay, now we're going to hit continue. And when we hit continue, we move into the next era in which we've got some choices. Okay, so we can do the calm era, in which we have 3 stages, right, with increasing prosperity points. If we took the calm era, we could complete this right now, right? But let's see what else we got. We've got the Iron Age. We're not going to be able to do this one with what we have because it requires a lot of science. And we're not really producing a lot of technology. So we're not going to be able to complete this one. We have the Monument Age. The Merchant will get the Monument. And the Merchant in the first phase will need to have 8 gold. The second phase, you will need to have 13 wealth and at least 2 element biotica within his borders. And then the merchant alone will have to have a total of 35 prosperity. This is probably one we can get done. And then we have the Neolithic Revolution. This says it's medium difficulty, but I actually find it really easy. We just have to have 3 cities with a population of 3 in the first one, 5 unique plants. Still 5 unique plants in the second phase, but each city has to have at least 6 population. And then we just have to have 80 prosperity on the planet, which we're already almost at. So we could probably complete this one too. I'm thinking of either going with the Monument Age or the Calm Era. The Calm Era we know we could get for sure right now. And I think because of that, we're just going to pick the Calm Era. So it has no extra effects, but it will give us unlocks at the end of the game. So we're just going to confirm that and instantly complete it. Okay? So now all that's left to do is just maximize our prosperity gain with the remaining 50 what are these called, Eon points that we have. So let's see what we can do. Well, we got a food booster here, so if we go to the animals, we can either put a herring, or if we go to the ocean plants, we can put we can put kelp. Okay, those are our 2 choices. I think we're gonna put kelp here because we can do something. So our guy's gonna come over here. He's gonna put the kelp. We're gonna have him place a clownfish right here, so that'll give our kelp its adjacency bonus. But then our clownfish is gonna need an adjacency bonus of being next to a sea anemone. We're gonna grab the sea anemone and put it outside our borders here, which will hopefully convince the merchant to come in, which it does. So the merchant is going to expand into the rest of our sea tiles, which is good. Okay. Let's look where else. We got 2 open spots here. We could probably do some more. Well, probably going after research would benefit us the most. So let's put a limestone down. We need biodiversity. We don't have enough biodiversity in this biome yet. And we never will. Actually, we will. Maybe. Okay, so we can put this here. Right, plant here. We then... So that gives us oh, that gives us the biodiversity points we need. We can also place this here and get our bonus. And then have our rock giant place the limestone here. Ooh, that science went over here. That's fine. We'll just get a bunch of science off of this. Now, what building did we place here? There's cat biotic on the planet, so we need one more cat. We need one more cat. We can place that right here, and that might convince the merchant to start coming over here. If not, it will in the future. Let's see, we place the cat there. No, didn't convince them to come out just yet. Can we convince them to come out? We can. We can place this here. Right. Will that give us enough biodiversity points for the limestone? No. Just barely. Let's fix that. This. And now we'll put, but the problem is, I kind of messed up on that, because the problem is now we're going to put this stuff out here, but we're not going to be able to expand, at least not to the tiles we want. Oh, he's not even going to come out here. Well, yeah, they're hesitant. What if we... Okay, this is coral. So we can put this here. Oh, we need more Eon points. Okay, so let's purchase some more. Put that there. And then we'll see if placing this thing will convince them to come out here and at least grab these. It did. Okay. Let's fast forward while our border expansion people come out. Okay, but I think that's as far as we can get this to go. Yeah, they're not going to be able to come out here and get this. Did we? Because we did it for their building. We did. What about the sage? We did not. We got one more fruit to go. They're disinterested. Oh, this slot is still empty. So we can put one more fruit there. And just plop down a blueberry bush. We need more Eon points. Let's buy more. And Let's place the berry bush down and at least get the max bonus of food off our building, which might give us some more prosperity points. Yes. I don't know how much more. Very good. A lot more. Okay, so I was gonna get us up to 18. We can still buy one more eon point, which I think we can cause to expand over here. Gem bioticum. This is a gem. Okay. So we can have you go right here. And they should expand out here to grab that. Which will hopefully get us to 125. Yes, they are going to expand. So this will get us to 125 prosperity, which is really good for our first planet. And we'll actually get even more as we're going to be getting bonus prosperity points. Oh, so we got to 126. Okay, and that's about all we can do. So let's just go ahead and, I mean, can we get more? No, we can't. We can't purchase any more equipment. So that's it. We got 126. That's really good. Let's conclude the planet. Okay, planet completed. We got all 3 stars for the comm era. And let's see our total prosperity. Final score. It's 135. That's really good for our first planet. Okay. And so we're going to get 3 rewards for getting the first comm era done for the first time. We're going to receive rewards. We're going to unpack these one at a time. So for the desert biome, we got the ostrich apex, okay, which is a really good one, as well as the sand goose, the mud rack, not mud rock, and the dove. Now this is a pretty decent one I don't use that often, but it comes up pretty useful in certain situations later on down the line. Let's unpack our next reward. We got the antimony, which is basically coin making, which gives us science. We got tin, which gives us science, and we got a white willow, which gives us science. So this is really good for science creation, for using some of the science. And then for the ocean bioticum, the great one, pearls, gives you a ton of money. We already had the jasper, but we did get a new thing, a sea crate, which is basically a sea snake, which is pretty decent to get money. So we'll return and we'll leave planet. And that's it. And then we'll go up on our profile level, unlock some things. Got a swamp giant now to play with, so we got a new biome and a new giant to play with. We can upgrade patches now, which is great. We can purchase some extra things in the planet shop that we couldn't before, so that's really cool. And we do that, and that's our first planet complete, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this game and enjoyed watching me play. Hopefully, if you've never played this game before, or maybe you do have it but you're brand new and don't really know what's going on, maybe, just maybe, you picked up something off of watching what I did. I hope I explained most things well. Now that you've all got a basic understanding of how this game's played, in future videos, I will not explain as much. We'll just kind of be going through the motions, because now you should be able to understand the base of what we're doing. But I will explain new things as they come up. But that's going to be it for our first planet. Thanks for watching if you stopped by. If you found my channel, I don't know how the fuck you did, because algorithms and the fact that I don't really do videos that often. I'll probably do a video like once a week on this, maybe twice a week, because I really enjoy this game. I want to share it with everybody, and hopefully maybe some other people will find some interest in this game and play as well, because I think a lot of people will like this game. So thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully I could be of some help in some way, shape, or form with this video. And we'll catch you next time for planet number 2, where we'll be playing with some of our unlocks. So it'll be a little different. We'll be able to get some more points, more prosperity points than we did on this planet, because we'll have more to play with. And we'll be picking a different person to start off with in the Sage. To spice things up a bit and maybe try out our new swamp giant. So that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Later, folks.